Welcome to the Realm of Astrology. This is your weekly horoscope from May 3rd, which is a Monday, to May 9th, which is a Sunday, 2021. But before I begin, please hit the subscribe button. Alright, so this is Monday's chart, as you guys can see on the screen. And the first thing that I'd like to talk about is the fact that the moon today, moon is right here, it is squaring Uranus. Okay, it's making a 90-degree angle, and the moon has been in the sign of Aquarius since yesterday, Sunday, about 1 p.m. And since then we haven't been feeling the best because the moon in Aquarius is in Saturn's energy. Saturn is right here, and the moon is our emotions, and Saturn is the taskmaster. It's discipline, it's hard work, all those things that are difficult on our emotions. So, since yesterday, for the next 2.5 days, starting from yesterday, we will feel a little stressed. We will feel stressed, and especially more so because the moon here is going to meet up Saturn soon, very soon, today itself, and it's going to square all this energy in Taurus, all of it. Okay, so let's see that happen one by one. It starts at about 6 a.m. Pacific time when the moon starts to square Uranus. This is a sudden change to our emotions, and with Uranus, you never know what might come about. It's unexpected, it's shocking, it'll come out of nowhere, and it is connected to how we feel. It's connected to the new life that we're building. It's connected to our hopes, our dreams, our goals. And with Uranus, like I said, it is unexpected and sudden, and it will require us to make some effort and some change. Okay, so that's happening at 6:30 a.m. soon after this. But before we go on to the next aspect the moon's making, let me also mention Jupiter and Mercury are squaring today. 90-degree angle. Now, Jupiter is hope, optimism, all the good things. It's the most benefic planet, and Mercury is our mind, it's our day-to-day routine, it's our health, it's our diet, it's all those things. And today they are in a 90-degree angle, a challenging aspect, meaning we will have to change something, we will have to take action. And this is a lot of energy to take action towards our mind, towards communication, towards our goals, um, towards our health, towards our diet, towards our routine. It's not going to feel very easy. It's going to spur you to action. And there's an immense amount of energy here because Jupiter is really, really big. It expands anything it touches, and in this case, it's expanding Mercury. Our mind, communication, health, diet, day-to-day routine, job, all those things. And it's not an easy energy. So far as we come into the day on Monday, we've seen the moon and Uranus square, we've seen Jupiter and Mercury square. A lot of action right from the get-go. Okay, soon after that, let's see it on the chart. The moon's going to move ahead. Let's see it. It's going to move ahead and conjunct Saturn. Okay, now this is never an easy feeling right here. 13 degrees, the moon and Saturn are together. As I mentioned before, Saturn is hard work, discipline, decisions, and the moon is our emotional body. And when they come together, it can mean hard emotional decisions, it can mean emotional discipline, it can mean setting something in stone emotionally, it can mean all those things. And this conjunction right here is in a square to the sun. This is the last quarter square phase of the moon, meaning it's making its 90-degree angle before the new moon. And this is the point where we start to release the cycle. We start to release the new moon cycle that started on 11th April for us. We start to get rid of things that don't need to come with us into the next month. And it's challenging, it requires effort, it requires release, which is not very easy. And with Saturn there will be hard work, there will be decisions, there will be discipline required. And that happens at about noon Pacific time. Okay. And towards the end of the day at about 8 p.m. Mercury also changes signs. Okay, so let's see that happen. I'm going to move the chart to 8 p.m. or so. There, Mercury has entered Gemini. Now Mercury was in Taurus for the past 2-3 weeks, and during that time mentally we were focused on building, We were focused on stability. We were focused on our self-worth, values, skills, how to make money. And Mercury in Gemini, it loves to be in Gemini, which it is right now. It's just changed to Gemini because Mercury rules Gemini. It feels comfortable there. So there's going to be a lot of stimulation. Our mind's going to work really well. Diet, health, all those things are going to be working really well because Mercury loves Gemini. It's going to be here for some time. It's going to conjunct the North Node, but we'll talk about that. That happens next Monday. So that's a shift in energy. It's a shift in energy on how your mind will work. Okay, so that happens today as well. And yeah, that's pretty much the big deal for today, I would say. That's what's happening today. And to sum it up, it's an extremely intense day. It will require some hard decisions. It will require some sudden change. So that's Monday for you. Now let's move on to Tuesday. Okay, I'm going to move the chart to Tuesday, 4th May. Give me a moment while I do that. There. So at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, Moon is going to square Venus. Let's see that. The Moon is right here. It's going to square Venus. The Moon is our emotions, and what is Venus? Venus is love, relationships, business partnerships, legal projects, our self-worth, our values, our finances, how we make money, our skills. All these things are Venus related, and in a square and 90-degree angle, challenging aspect to our emotions. We will have to make some change so that emotionally we feel in sync with our Venus things: love, money, relationships, projects, business partnerships, self-worth, values, etc. Okay, this happens at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesday morning. And before I move on, the first 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, are extremely intense, extremely stressful. And I know I hate being the one to tell you this, but they are stressful days and will require effort and change. Okay, so that happens at 9 a.m. The next thing that happens on Tuesday, but before we move on, let me mention something. Mercury is in Gemini, and there's a shift in energy since yesterday evening. Okay, next thing happens at about 3 p.m. on Tuesday. So let's see that. Let's see that happen on the chart. The Moon and Jupiter are going to meet up there. They've met up and they're right here, 28 degrees. Okay, that happens about 3 p.m., 4 p.m. And this is a positive moment. This is a positive moment. After all the stress we went through on Monday, and last week wasn't easy either. We went through the Sun-Uranus conjunction. We went through the uh, Saturn square to Venus and Mercury. We went through a lot over the weekend, starting Thursday into up until Monday, even Tuesday afternoon. So this is a positive moment after all that stressful energy, after the sudden change, after the unexpected events, after the Moon. It's still in Aquarius, but it's finishing up after the Moon has been in Aquarius, creating a lot of stress for us. So now finally it meets up Jupiter in Aquarius, and we feel hope, we feel optimistic, we feel a moment of relief at about 3:34 p.m. And this energy can start building up a little bit before that. Okay, so that's Tuesday. And then at about 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, the Moon's going to change signs. There, it's changed signs. So yeah, here. The Moon is in Pisces now, okay? And this is good. This is good for us. Why? Because, first of all, it's out of Saturn's energy. Saturn is in Aquarius. You can see it here. Past 2.5 days up till now have been very stressful, very difficult, hard work, discipline, decisions. And now the Moon, after conjuncting Jupiter, positive moment, has changed signs into Pisces. The Moon likes Pisces because what is Pisces? Go with the flow. And what are emotions? They love to go with the flow. So in Pisces, the Moon feels good. Now we will feel better. We will go more with the flow of things. Okay, and here the Moon is going to sextile all this energy. It was squaring it, it's going to sextile it. So that's good as well. However, it will meet up. Neptune, will talk about it when it happens. So that's Tuesday. One more thing that I would like to mention for Tuesday happens an hour later or so. Yeah, at about 9:30 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, the moon is going to square Mercury. Now, after we feel a moment of relief, we may feel, and we feel like we can go with the flow, we may feel a moment where our mind, our routine, our health, our day to day life, our immediate environment, and our emotions don't see eye to eye. We may need to make a change and adjustment so that emotionally we can feel good about our communication, diet, health, routine, communication, all the Mercury related things. But this will pass really soon. Okay, so that's that. That's Tuesday. Now I'm going to move the chart to Wednesday. So let's see that. Yeah, so there we are on Wednesday. And the moon, where's the moon on the chart? Here. It is trining Mars. Trine is a 120-degree angle and it's a positive aspect. It's in water signs. And emotionally, at this point, at this moment, I believe we are finally feeling a little bit of positivity after yesterday. It started at about 4 p.m. with Jupiter and Moon conjunction. We felt good when the Moon changed signs. However, there was a moment of stress up until midnight, I would say. But in the morning, again, 8 a.m., we are feeling good. We're feeling like as we take action, as we've made the changes, emotionally, we are feeling positive. Okay, so that's the first thing on Wednesday morning. Now, the next thing I'd like to mention today, before I move on with the moon, is that Jupiter, let's see that. Jupiter has hit 29 degrees. Now, Jupiter is a slow moving planet. It takes about 1 year to go through a sign. So, when it moves a degree, we see a little bit more of what life has in store for us. So, we've seen that a little bit more today. Okay. Jupiter has hit 29 degrees. It's going to change signs now. It's going to enter Pisces on May 13th. So we are seeing the last of Jupiter in Aquarius. However, Jupiter will retrograde back in Aquarius till about the end of the year. However, we've seen the active movement of Jupiter in Aquarius, and now it's going to change signs and enter Pisces on May 13th. Okay, so that's another thing I'd like to mention. And today Venus and Pluto are going to trine. So let's see that on the chart. Okay, there they are beginning their trine. Venus is here, Pluto is here. They are trining 120-degree angle in earth signs. We are transforming, we are healing, we are releasing, we are destructing the old, creating the new, regarding our relationships, love, business partnerships, projects, finances, self-worth, values, all those Venus related things. It is a transformation, healing, catharsis that will come quite easily to us. Okay? And we will be in this energy till tomorrow. We will be in this energy till tomorrow. Now let's move on and get back to the moon and see what the moon is doing, because it's doing interesting things, positive things. So that's great. The moon right here at 10 degrees is sextiling Uranus. Now with Uranus, you never know. Even a positive 60-degree angle, 120-degree angle can lead to stressful situations because that's just Uranus for you. However, I do believe we've seen the worst. We've seen the most stressful times of the week starting last Thursday till Tuesday. This, I believe, is a positive change. But again, with Uranus, you never know. Okay. Now the next thing happens soon after. Soon after. So let me move the chart to that. Yeah. At about 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, the moon is going to square the nodes. 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle. 90-degree angle. Now, any planet that comes in contact with the node, especially in a square, is magnified. In this case, our emotions. They're magnified, and this happens right after its sextile to Uranus. And I believe that whatever it is emotionally, we will feel very charged. We will feel very charged. And it will require us to change something emotionally. This is a karmic spot right here. whatever's happening right here is karmic. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. At about 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Pacific time, the moon then semi-sextiles Saturn, 30-degree angle. This is positive. With Saturn, I think it's more predictable than Uranus. Uranus is very unpredictable, so one can never say. But with Saturn, it's quite predictable, and Saturn semi-sextile, the moon positive, is a positive um, outcome to our emotions. After all that energy, after our emotions being heightened, there will be something positive that will be permanent. Okay? And I would say today is a karmic day of sorts because the moon is in a square to its nodes. The nodes are the moon's nodes. And that's Wednesday for you. Okay, so I'm going to move the chart to Thursday now. And the first thing happens at midnight only itself. Now, what is happening? The moon is sextiling the sun, so let's see that happen. The moon is here and it is sextiling the sun. This is positive. This is definitely positive. Finally, our consciousness and our emotions are feeling in sync. After all the stress we've gone through, after the stress till Tuesday, after the mixed day on Wednesday, we are feeling okay. I'm finally feeling good. I'm finally feeling good. Okay, Venus is still trining Pluto, so that transformation that I spoke about for yesterday is still on. It's still on. Forgive that little arrow, but they are still in a trine. And what else is happening today? Okay, let me clean up the chart. Let me move the chart ahead to show you what else is happening. Uranus has hit 11 degrees. This is forward movement. This is a little bit knowing a little bit more, moving forward a little bit more in our life because it's hit 11 degrees. It's not hit 11 degrees before. And now it is in a exact semi-sextile to the north node and an exact quincunx to the south node. What does this mean? This means that at this moment we will feel extremely in sync with the goal that we've chosen. It can come out of nowhere, this feeling. It can be a goal that comes out of nowhere. It can be a path that comes out of nowhere. And with a quincunx to the south node, with a quincunx to the south node, the past is feeling more and more incompatible with the future. You can't move on into the future with the past, and now it's getting abundantly clear that the past needs to go. Okay? Soon today, after some time, let me pull up the chart to that. Moon is going to conjunct Neptune. Okay? There. This happens at about 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. Moon and Neptune are together. Now, Neptune is a planet of the higher realm. It's spiritual. It's the planet of the other world. It's faith, it's belief, it's spirituality. It's also deception, lies, delusions, addictions, and depression. And the moon is our emotions. And with a conjunction, it can go either way. We can feel extremely magical, we can feel extremely spiritual when it comes to emotions, or we can feel utterly depressed and deluded. And with Neptune, one cannot say. So be prepared. 1:30 p.m. Thursday, it might feel depressing. Alternatively, it might feel extremely magical. This is also an overly sensitive energy, so try not to react. Try not to react. Yeah. And today, again, another thing that I want to mention is that the nodes have hit 10 degrees. This is more forward movement. Today is the day we see a lot of forward movement. And moving on into the evening, before that, Chiron has also hit 11 degrees. A lot of forward movement. And at about 9:30 p.m., so I'm going to pull up the chart to 9:30 p.m. There, 9:30 p.m. The moon is sextiling Pluto. Positive, positive transformation. This is a positive moment. After we went through the conjunction to Neptune, after the moon conjuncted Neptune, met up with it at about 1:30 p.m., it may have felt off, it may have felt magical alternatively. Towards the evening, we are transforming. And this transformation comes quite easily to us. It comes quite easily to us. And soon after that, soon after this, the moon is going to move on and it is going to sextile Venus. Venus, moon, 60-degree angle, positive. After the transformation we've gone through, we start to feel very positive about Venus things, love, relationships, business projects, self-worth, values, skills, how we make money, legal partnerships, how we look, beauty, art, all Venus related things, the law. We start to feel very good about those emotionally. Maybe not intellectually, but emotionally. And I think that sums it up for Thursday. Now I'm going to move on to Friday, which is May 7th. So on Friday, the first thing happens at 5:30 a.m. So let me pull up the chart for you guys. 5:30 a.m. The moon changes signs. Yes, there we go. Moon has entered Aries. Now the moon changes signs every 2.5 days. And when it changes signs, the focus of our life shifts in some way. Our energy shifts in some way. So in Pisces, as I mentioned, we were going with the flow. It was all about our emotions. But what is Aries? Aries is the warrior. It's the one who takes action, impulsive energy, aggressive energy. And the moon does not like to be in Aries because Aries is ruled by Mars, a masculine energy, and the moon is a feminine energy. So when it comes to Aries, it does not feel the best. One can feel angry, one can feel frustrated, one can feel all sorts of things. And this is the first time the moon has come into Aries after the new moon in Aries that happened on 11th of April, which began a new identity, creating a new life, building a new life without the past. So this is a big deal. The moon's coming back to revisit that spot. Okay? And for the next 2.5 days, we will be extremely focused on taking action. Extremely focused on that. Because Aries is action, impulsive action. And there can be a lot of energy, so try not to get reactive when the moon is in Aries for the next 2.5 days. The moon in Aries will make a few positive aspects today. So let's see that on the chart. First one happens at 4 p.m. So yeah. So let's see that. Let me pull up the chart to that. There we go. A little after. Yeah. So the moon is sextiling Mercury. We're feeling emotionally and mentally in sync, intellectually and emotionally in sync. So not always we feel the same up here and in here. Sometimes in here we want something and up here says no, 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 no. And sometimes up here we say we should do this, but inside our heart we say, no, I don't feel like it. But right now they're in sync. Heart and the mind are in sync. This is 5:30 p.m. The energy can start building a little before though. Okay? And the next thing happens at 9:30 p.m. So let me pull up the chart. The moon is going to square Mars. Moon in Aries square Mars in Cancer. Now the interesting thing is the moon rules Cancer and Mars rules Aries. They'd rather be in opposite. They'd rather exchange places right now. However, they are not in their home signs and they're in each other's signs. So this is a mutual reception, and this does not feel as stressful as it does otherwise. If the moon and Mars were squaring in another sign, it would feel more magnified. And what's the energy? This can bring up aggression, this can bring up frustration. However, I don't believe that it will because they're in mutual reception. But if you do start to feel angry and frustrated, realize it's because of this energy and it'll pass in a couple of hours. It happens at 9:30 p.m., but it can start a couple of hours before. Okay. And the last thing that happens, technically happens tomorrow, but I'll just pull up the chart for you guys so that you can see it. Because you'll probably wake up with this energy. The moon and Chiron have conjuncted. Chiron, as you know, is our deepest wound. It's also how we heal. And when the moon is there, it's emotional wounding or it's emotional healing. And with Uranus in a semi-sextile, this is unexpected. With the nodes in a sextile, this is positive towards where we are headed. May not always feel good, but it's positive towards our goals. So the moon is conjunct Chiron. This is a bittersweet healing to our identity. And it's going to come out of nowhere because it's in a semi-sextile to Uranus. And it's going to help us move towards our goals. That happens at 3 a.m., which is a Saturday, 8th May, which you'll probably wake up with this energy, so I thought I'd mention it today. But let's move on to 8th May, and the first thing that happens on Saturday is this energy, so you will wake up with this energy. Okay? Today, what else is happening? Venus and Jupiter are squaring 90-degree angle. Now, these are the two benefics of the zodiac. Venus is our love, partnerships, business, legal issues, self-worth, values, how we make money, our skills, lots of things. And Jupiter is the optimistic one. It expands things. So in a square to Venus, yes, we will be required to take action towards Venus-related things that I just mentioned. However, it will not feel as difficult as a typical square would because Jupiter is there. And it is expanding Venus-related things. Anything Jupiter touches expands. So Jupiter is touching Venus right now, and it's expanding our love, relationships, business partnerships, legal issues, skills, self-worth, values, skill sets, how we make money. Anything Venus related, it's expanding and it's asking us to take action. It's asking us to adjust something regarding those areas so that we can move forward into the new life. We can move forward towards our goals. We can move forward towards the future. And that happens at about, it's also you're gonna wake up with this energy, 3:30 a.m. Pacific time. Okay? And however, as the morning progresses, let's see that on the chart. Let's see it. As the morning progresses, I'll pull up the chart to that. 7:30 a.m. The moon is going to sextile Saturn. Moon is here, Saturn is here. Sextile is a positive. So after all the intensity when we went through at night, emotionally, we will take a decision, but it's going to come quite easily. Perhaps because we went through a bittersweet healing and we needed to adjust something because Jupiter and Venus were squaring. As we wake up in the morning, we will make that decision. It's going to come naturally, it's going to come easily because they're in a sextile. And this decision or whatever change you make is going to be quite permanent. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to mention is something that I haven't mentioned, is that Mars has hit 9 degrees. It's going to hit 10 degrees soon. And what was 10 degrees? 10 degrees is where an eclipse happened. And as you know, Mars, when it covers an eclipse spot, it releases that energy. So I'll talk about it when this happens. It happens on Sunday. So let's just wait a little bit. Okay. Next thing I want to mention is that the moon has entered its balsamic phase. What is the balsamic phase? It's the phase 2 to 3 days before the new moon. The new moon happens on 11th May, I believe. And during this period, we release a lot. It's a karmic zone. We should not take many decisions. Okay. That being said, we are required to make some decisions to do that, but try not to react too much. This is the phase where you can feel tired, you can feel lethargic, you can feel physically not up to doing things because emotionally, internally, spiritually, we are doing a lot of work at this point. We are releasing. What are we releasing? We are releasing the new moon cycle that started on 11th April, which is about building a new life, starting new things. So now we are assessing what can come with me? What can come with me to the next month? What do I have to leave behind? So that's what's going on internally. As you sleep, as you wake subconsciously, that's what's going on. It's called the balsamic phase of the moon, and we're going to be in this energy till the new moon. It starts about today. Okay, and let's move the chart a little bit ahead because today in the evening at about 7 p.m., Venus comes into Gemini. Okay? It joins Mercury. So now the energy is shifting from stable, slow energy, it's going into fast paced, a lot of learning, a lot of curiosity, a lot of movement is going into that energy. And soon, Mercury is going to meet up the North Node. Venus is also going to meet up the North Node. We'll talk about it when it happens, but it's going to happen because these two planets have entered Gemini. May is also eclipse season. Okay, we are going to see an eclipse on May 26th. So I'm just telling you that it's far away, but be prepared, and we'll talk about it, of course. Otherwise, you can see my monthly horoscope for May, which is already up and talks about the eclipse. Okay, so back to what I was, yeah. Venus has changed signs, and this is a change in how we approach our love, relationships, business partnerships, legal issues, self worth, projects, finances. From a stable, slow energy, we've moved into a fun loving, curious, exciting energy to approach all these Venus related things in our life. Okay, now let's move on to Sunday. We move the chart to Sunday. So on Sunday, the first thing I want to mention is Uranus. Okay, you guys can see Uranus is at 11:11 today. So that's interesting. Uranus is the awakener, and 11:11 is 11:11. So that's an interesting thing that's happening today. And at the same time, if you notice, Jupiter is at 29:29. Interesting. I don't know what to make of it. You guys tell me, but that's what's happening. And so the first thing on Sunday is not a very heavy day, okay? Apart from the 11:11, 29:29, the first thing that really happens is at about 3 p.m. and the moon sextiles Jupiter, okay? Moon, Jupiter, sextile, 60-degree angle. We're feeling positive. Positive, hopeful, optimistic. We are feeling those things. Moon is still in its balsamic phase, as you guys know, and by the end of the day today, Mars has hit 10 degrees. There we go. It's covering the eclipse spot. Now, this eclipse happened on July 2nd, 2019. So, this is almost 2 years ago, and we have been carrying that energy with us for 2 years in our heart, in us, with us, in our life. It's been an eclipse, it leaves like a mark. It leaves a mark. Till it's cleaned up, till the energy is cleaned up, it leaves a mark. So, for the past 2 years, we've been through the we've been carrying that eclipse energy that happened on July 2nd, 2019. And I don't believe that was an easy eclipse energy either. Mars, when it hit 0 degrees on April 23rd, it did clean out an eclipse energy, an eclipse that happened June 21st, 2020. And that wasn't easy either. And now it's clearing out the eclipse energy that happened July 2nd, 2019. And that wasn't easy either. Why do I say it wasn't easy? It wasn't easy because Saturn was there when the eclipse happened. Saturn was in Capricorn, and the eclipse happened in Cancer and Capricorn around that axis. And anything, especially an eclipse with Saturn there, feels hard and hard and hard. That's the best way I can say what an eclipse with Saturn feels like. Difficult. So we're releasing that. That's great news. That happens on Sunday, so it's a great Sunday. And a little bit after, Moon and Jupiter have sextile. And I believe this is the highlight of the day. It's the highlight of the day. And this energy will stay with us for a day or two because Mars moves slower than other planets, moves slower than Venus and Mercury. This will take a day or so. So don't expect 423 hits like it has on the chart and suddenly it'll release. No, it'll take a day or two, okay? And you can see here the conjunction is building. They'll conjunct tomorrow. We'll talk about it then. So that's all I will leave you with for the weekly horoscope for this week. And now I'm going to give a little bit of background on what's happening in the astrology. This will take 5-6 minutes or less. I don't really know. And I urge you to watch because this gives you a context as to what is happening for the past year or so. And if you've seen this before, you can turn it off. Alternatively, you can watch again. It's up to you. So the first thing that I want to mention is that Chiron and Uranus are in a semi-sextile. We're going to heal in unexpected ways this year. This energy is going to be with us all year. Okay? And we've taken one step forward in that unexpected healing. That's the first thing. The second thing is that Uranus and the North Node are in a semi-sextile as well. Our goals, the path we've chosen is unconventional, is unexpected. The next thing is the North Node is sextile in Chiron. As we move towards that unconventional path, that unexpected idea or whatever it is, we are going to heal our identity. The next thing is Chiron and Saturn are in a sextile. Around Feb, we found something, started to take a decision that would heal us, heal our identity, and that's something, that decision will be complete, tangible, visible by the end of the year, because this energy is going to be with us for some time. And the next thing is what I call the theme of the year. Saturn and Uranus are squaring, 90-degree angle. And this is the most important aspect of the year. The last time this happened was in the year 2000. It's happening after 21 years. And this energy is about getting rid of the old and coming into the new. Getting rid of the old ideas, thought patterns, structures, and becoming who you are on the inside. Letting your authentic self shine, and that authentic self, who you are, will be tangible, visible, palpable by the end of the year. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is the Jupiter Saturn conjunction. They meet up in once in 20 years as well. And when they meet up, they end a cycle and begin a new one. They ended a cycle that started for us in the year 2000. They met up in December of 2020 and ended that cycle and began a new one. We've seen most of what that cycle entails for us, not fully though, and we are going to lay the foundation for that 20-year cycle in the next 2 years. And the second last thing I want to mention is the Pluto Saturn conjunction. Now, this was a big deal. It happened around here at 22 degrees of Capricorn in Jan of 2020, and that changed our material reality completely. The last time they met was in 1982, so they ended a 38-year cycle in Jan of 2020, and that cycle that they started in Jan of 2020 transformed our material reality completely. Okay, and this cycle will stay with us till 2053, till they meet up again. They meet up only once in 33 to 38 years, so maybe once or twice in anyone's lifetime. And the last thing I want to mention are the nodes. The North Node is in Gemini and the South Node is in Sagittarius. They were in the same placement between 2001 and 2003. So whatever themes, events, people, situations came into your life around then, the same themes, events, peoples will come into your life for you to resolve, rebuild, review since May of 2020, because the nodes have been in Gemini and Sag since May of 2020. And thank you so much for watching this weekly horoscope. Please hit the subscribe button and I will see you guys tomorrow.